So tell me a little bit about the film and where the inspiration came from.
The inspiration, where that came from, we were listening to a song on Spotify, and I started just speaking out loud to my partner Josiah, a young guy who's one of my producers, right-hand man, and I started kind of painting a picture of truck coming down a dusty road and old guy driving the truck and picking up a buddy to go fishing, and it's like, okay, that's not a very interesting story, so we just started spitballing some ideas and stuff, and then we came up with what we ended up with.
Did this project come along because of the Memphis Film Prize, or was it always kind of in the works? You're like, hey, this is a good idea for this film prize.
Yeah, we are constantly coming up with ideas and writing scripts, and we are focusing on getting our stories in 15 pages or less first and foremost, because we know that we can make those easily enough. But this project was starting to form, and we needed a Film Prize project, and we thought, hey, this might be the one that is for Film Prize.
So where did you guys film this? I mean, it was shot very beautifully. You got the river, you got the campsite. So tell us a little bit about the location. It had to be shot here in Shelby County.
Right. So Desoto Arts Institute that I founded to teach filmmaking, we got a bunch of young people to help us make this. We knew that some parents are going to be bringing their kids to the set, and we didn't want to shoot way up in Millington, which is about 25, 30 miles from us. So we got on Google Maps and tried to find lakes that might work as a river. And just a mile from our studio, I could chunk a rock into Memphis from our studio in Mississippi. We found this lake, and we approached the homeowners association and negotiated a fee, and got to meet them, and just scouted the site, and we ended up with it, and it turned out great.
Did the homeowners association, were they receptive when you came knocking on their door and said, hey, we want to do this, or were they kind of like, oh, movie people were kind of scared?
Well, we had to go through a level of emails and then get to the president and then eventually the property owner for that. But we did have to explain, look, we're not bringing in tractor trailers and stuff. We're going to have, a number of vehicles, 15, 20 vehicles. We're going to have a grip truck, golf cart. We're going to keep it, low key, low footprint. And once they realized that, they said, oh, okay, it's not a big, and it's like, no. So it worked out. Then they were very receptive.
That's supportive. Awesome. So let's talk about casting. You got Johnny, who's well known here in the Deep South. And when did he come aboard, and when did the others come aboard? Because I thought the casting was just, to me, it was so perfect. I mean, the two main characters, Johnny and his partner, just meld together, and you could tell that they were friends for, decades.
Yeah, it's kind of miraculous that Johnny came on, because I told Josiah, I said, we'd spent 3 weeks casting, weren't quite finding the lead role, and I said, if we don't land this key cast member within a couple days, I'm pulling the plug on it. And he said, hey, let's pray about this. So we prayed. When I said amen, my email dinged, and it was a message from Johnny saying, hey, you guys need any actors for a Memphis Film Prize project? True story.
Absolutely, and I was so happy to get this. It just, of course, I've been in a lot of big films, and I've worked for a lot of big directors, and I'll say here and now, he is the best. This was like a huge film, but it was cut down small. It had all the elements, and I just love it. Of course, I'm up for Best Actor here in the Memphis Film Prize, and I got to give a little shout out for the Memphis Film Prize. It's incredible. It's one of the best in the world here, and it's, of course, our competition is 9 other films, and they're all incredibly good with actors that I think are probably better than me, but I still hope to win.
Johnny, let's talk about you for a little bit. I've known you for a couple of years by covering the Oxford Film Festival in Oxford, Mississippi. So you've worked on some really big Hollywood-type projects. You just came off of the Highwaymen for Netflix, but you and your wife has always given time to give back to the community. You show up at these film festivals. You don't even show up for a day. You stay for the entire festival. You're helping out. You're promoting these festivals on your own time. So talk to us about the importance of filmmaking, not only here in Memphis, but in the South and northern Mississippi.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, and the film industry has actually moved to the southeast, and but mentioning me working on everything I've ever gotten is because I was trying to help someone else, and it's not necessarily paying it back. That's the way it works. But it's like my wife, Susan McPhail has become a big star in the last few years, and but we have an agent in Atlanta, People's Store, and they're incredible. But we promote a lot ourselves. We really do. And Rob and I mean, we're teamed up.
Wearing it out.
We're the two great promoters. You know, you can't get on the internet anywhere and not see our faces bragging on Memphis Film. And also that's a great film prize festival they have in Shreveport. I've been down there a couple of years, but anyway, man, we really appreciate having you, that's for sure.
You know, that's the thing I've always noticed about you and your wife is that you guys have always championed northern Mississippi, Tennessee, the filming in the Deep South, where other people have, you know, they go off to LA, they get in these big productions and they don't really champion. They kind of forget about where they came from.
Right.
Whereas you and your wife constantly come to Oxford, to Memphis Film Prize, and just help out and promote and stay the whole time.
Yeah, I had the opportunity. I mean, I've been to L.A. I was in an award-winning film at Sundance called Ballast, and I met Quentin Tarantino, and I've been friends with him ever since. I went to L.A., but then I came back and really hit living in Oxford, Mississippi. My wife and I, everything's changed with the internet. It's just incredible in the last couple of years. And we do all our auditions from home. We set up with the cameras and we go through Actors Access and all that. And I mean, we're continuously getting auditions and
you don't have to leave Oxford, Mississippi.
No, I don't. And in fact, John Lee Hancock, he cast me in The Highwaymen, and I never had met him. He said, "Come on and bring your hair." Which my hair became famous, but he cut it all off when I got down there. So anyway, it's just getting well known and being kind to everybody and loving the industry. I love it. It's amazing to get paid for something you love to do. And would do it. Well, don't tell anybody that. Forget that. Yeah, you want to put him back on.
So let's talk about the Film Institute. You and I talked about this last night on the red carpet. It's a great concept of giving back to the community. Where did the Institute start? How did it start? And where are you guys currently with it?
Well, we started, I had some young friends that wanted to do some things together. And it started in my church. We met at our church and a lot of the church kids, and it just grew from there. And about a year and a half ago, we rented 6,000 square foot in an old skating rink and old movie theater and things like that another church is in, and was gracious enough to give us for a reasonable price. And we've been teaching kids for free every Thursday night, weekly, some Saturdays. We've made 4 films together doing this. We've been in Film Prize 4 times with those 4 films. And we're giving kids an opportunity. I have a 16-year-old girl, Sydney, that is going to be a director in training on our next short that we're shooting next month, September. And we're going to go and compete in the Louisiana Film Prize, hopefully in November, if we can raise some funds. But we are a nonprofit, and we are teaching kids and giving them an opportunity. We're teaching them to write, to direct, to light. We have Ursa Mini 4.6K cameras, so they're getting hands-on with real cameras and wireless follow focuses and all those kind of real tools. So it's a great opportunity for them. I wish I'd had that when I was a teenager, but it just didn't exist.
What brings these kids? I mean, do they have an interest in animation? Do they have an interest in filmmaking? Are they seeing stuff on Netflix and they're wanting to become filmmakers?
Yes to all of it. We have kids come in and they want to do anything and everything, and I'm really pushing them to learn how to tell a great story. And I'm a storyteller and can tell some jokes, and I'm trying to get them to understand very quickly when they come in, forget the technology, learn how to tell a story over and over until you nail it. Put it on paper, put it on film, put it in 2D animation, whatever you want to do, but learn how to tell a story first and foremost, just like I'm learning.
When Rob cast me, he looked me straight in the eye, and he said, "Johnny, we start every morning with a word of prayer." I said, wow, I got to clean up my language.
That brings me to my last question. So, you use this institute as a ministry, and what has been the reaction with your other the pastors in the community and others in the Christian community? Because when people think of religion in Hollywood or God in Hollywood, it's like those two really don't mix, the filmmaking, but you're starting to see a lot of faith-based filmmaking. So what has the reaction to your ministry been to other pastors and other people in ministry?
Everybody's been supportive. Our pastor was busy this weekend, but he's been here previous years to watch, and a lot of my friends from my church family are here to support us. And a lot of people think that picture all Christians as out one way, or all the people on the right one way, or the left on the other way, and we forget about this vast middle swath that are good people, reasonable people, and are open to seeing good stories. And we try to write our stories that are still God honoring, for sure, but we have a wide interest, and we don't want to watch just one thing all the time, so we're open.
So you're using this institute to further the message of Jesus into the kingdom, into the everyday world, and hopefully that someone will.
Well, I don't know specifically that I'm using my filmmaking and my storytelling to do that, but I'm hoping that people see me and see me represent well, is what I'm hoping for as much as anything.
What's the website for the institute so people can find out and donate?
Yeah, check us out at DesotoArtsInstitute.com. We are a 501c3 as of March this year, so we can tax-deductible donations. We're seeking grants. We're seeking corporate sponsors. We also, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, are doing our inaugural DeSoto Film Festival at DeSotoFilmFestival.com. So check us out there too. We're looking for some family-friendly films. We will have an After Dark section, and to the Memphis Film Prize, we're offering some fee waivers too. So
that's awesome.
I tell people, first of all, I played some really bad people, characters. I tell people if they're going to do that, they need to make it really good so the world can see how they look. You've got to have someone to play the angels, Jesus, as well as the devil.
We'll end
Johnny plays.
And we'll end it on that. Thank you very much.